Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny and today we are back here on the patio again. I tell you, I am so ready for fall to be here that I am just going to kind of give her a little gentle push and nudge, and we're going to go ahead and pull out some of these summer plantings in the bed behind me, and we're going to go ahead and get ready for fall and plant fall things. So you will see that in this little area that we're going to be concentrating on, we have caladiums and we have pentas. Now, this is going to be, as far as planting goes, end of September. Yes, the caladiums are still going, the pentas are still going. Here in the South, we are blessed to have a very long growing season, but I do want to get these fall, winter plants into the ground so that way they will get their roots nice and established and start growing before really the cold of the winter hits. So I am going to go ahead and pull those caladiums out along with the pentas, but before that, let's go look to see all the supplies that I have, because I ran over to the nursery in the Polaris and it's loaded up and we just need to get that stuff out. All right, so here we have the Polaris over here. I got it right beside the flower bed. So we've got it loaded up with all of our good stuff. I'm gonna flip the camera around so we can show you exactly what we have. I think what I'm gonna do in the back of the bed is, against the gardenias, we have this fantastic red boar kale. It will get nice and tall, about 18 to 24 inches tall, and turn just a beautiful shade of red, deep purple. Be a gorgeous contrast against the gardenias that are back there. Somehow we're going to incorporate this fun Artemisia. This particular one is called New Look. Gives it a fantastic silver foliage to it. This will go all winter long. And then for our color, we are going to go ahead and do pansies. We're going to do both a beautiful rose and then a white, and we're going to mix it in. You can see that the Polaris has still got all of Jerry's work stuff in here from the demo of the greenhouses, toolboxes, electrical lines, my buckets that we're going to use. We are also going to go ahead and amend the soil with our black gold ultra outdoor planting mix, because it has compost in it and it also has the aged pine bark fines. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and get all of this stuff out of the Polaris and up into our working area and get set up. What I'm going to do first to get this bed ready is, obviously we've got to pull out the caladiums and the pentas. This will be very interesting to see how these babies pull out. I think the pentas will come out pretty easily. The caladiums have been here for the longest, so that'll be interesting to see how they do. I'm going to take, I was going to use this for the mulch, but we'll go ahead and use this for the caladiums. If you remember, when we planted this area was not very good at all as far as the soil goes. So I do have the Ultra Outdoor planting mix. Well, it's not, I mean, they've got a good root system, but it's not horrible. So I'm gonna put my soil back in there that I can. But we are gonna amend this soil with that Ultra Outdoor planting mix, because This is pretty much red clay right here. And this is always going to be my area for annuals. And I want this to be amended really nicely. Annuals do well when they have great, nice, well-draining soil that has some good compost and so forth in there. So I'm going to make sure that this bed has that. So what I'm going to do is get these babies out of the ground, and yeah, we'll go from there. You can see that I've gotten all the plants cleared out from here. This space really is going to stay as an annual planting bed. That way, fall, spring, whatever I want to do, I can change it up. So that's why I'm really going to amend this area. I'm filming today by myself because Jerry is at a job working, and so he's doing his part on the nursery today, and I am here. And I thought, you know, this would be a great time to do this video because it is, it's a very cloudy day because we're going to get rain the next couple of days. And so I was like, man, this is a great time to go ahead and do this. I had to go into town. We had an obligation I had earlier today. So, you know, I got my shower, my hair was all done. And I thought, oh, you know, it's a cloudy day. It'll be great. Oh, I don't know if you can tell. I'm a hot, sweaty mess. September in the South is still so stinking hot and humid. Oh, lousy. I feel like I'm swimming in thick, humid soup. Oh, blessed. We got any bets on how long my hair is going to stay down before it gets ripped up into a ponytail? Oh. I am. I would prefer not. I'm trying to film a video. What? Hey, did you get the groceries? Walmart brought groceries. I don't know if she brought them to the front or the back. So by providing this ultra outdoor planting mix on top of the planting area right here, I was going to pull the mulch up, but it's really not very thick. And honestly, at this point, it's going to be more work to pull it up than it is just to put some fresh stuff down. So I'm putting this in pretty thick, and then I'll spread it around. I'll have my auger so when I get into the soil, it'll really incorporate this really well. But again, between the compost, feeding your plants, and that aged pine bark fine coming in here and provides the irrigation, that this area needs because it tends to be a little wet. Let's see how I want this kale. So again, first time planting this for the season, well, ever, for a fall season. So we're just gonna kind of play here. That's 4. I'm thinking if the kale goes in the back, put the pansies more in the front, and then maybe the artemisia on the edge. Maybe? Yeah, why not? Let's just go for it. I don't think I really like that. Just looks a little too, I don't know what's the word. Plan B. I think I like that better. I think that's what we'll do. Okay, got that. All right, my darlings, that's what we're gonna go for. It is what it is. We're gonna go for it. And yes, I'm gonna go grab a ponytail holder and I'll be right back. I've got my handy dandy power auger here. What I think I'm gonna do is do it by sections. So I'll get all the kales, holes dug, planted, then we'll do the artemisia, and then we'll do the pansies. I think that might be the best way to do this. We'll see. Again, we're just gonna go with the flow. I don't have to worry about any lines in here. All I have to worry about is rocks and hard clay. When I plant my annuals, I don't worry about using biotone. You certainly could. I'm not going to worry about it. It's just, I think these will be just fine. Going for the short term here. When you're planting, pretty much just kind of even with the soil. Give it a little zhuzh. It's okay if some of the soil comes back on top of your annuals. That's what makes annuals so much more easy and forgiving in that aspect. You really can just kind of take them, slap them in the ground, and move on. You don't have to baby them. That hole was a little deep. And that's the great thing about using the black gold, is that it's got the compost in it. So that's a great natural fertilizer. So we'll stick with that. And then as is needed, I can always come back and add some slow release fertilizer. Well, I probably don't want to add slow release fertilizer because most slow release fertilizer is released by temperature. And since we're going into fall, winter, I'm not going to have my warm temperatures to release it. So if it does need a shot of something, I'll use a like a water soluble, the Proven Winners water soluble. Again, these are not very what I would consider root bound, so I am not going to worry about breaking up the roots on them. Take them out of the pot, slap them in the ground, call it a day. I'm wondering for these little ones if I can just, well, I don't know. I was going to say if I could just plant them straight in the ground without auging the holes, but I think I will aug them. Just have to. So my sweet thing got back from his job, and he came in just the perfect time when I was about to be dying. And he had a great idea. He said, Jenny, why don't we use the soil conditioner as our top dress instead of mulch? So that's what I'm going to do. Remember, soil conditioner is another term for it is the aged pine bark fines. So it's nice, kind of chunky mulch, for a lack of a better word, and we like to use that in the annual areas, the annual planting areas within a shrub bed. It just kind of defines the area as something a little bit different, kind of dresses it up. Again, this is mostly just going to be for a nice top dress because we put all of that great black gold in here on top of the mulch that was already here. This bed is going to be really amended and do great. So I am just going to get this spread out, dressed up. It is a little damp inside of this bag. That's why it's really black. It's not a dyed black, it's just wet, and it has a darker color. What you think, hot stuff? Lots better. Okay, sweet friends, this bed is done. I don't know about y'all, but a lot of times I just kid myself and I think, oh, I'll just run outside real quick and this will be done in just lickety splits. Whew, it's cloudy, but it is sticky. September in the South is no joke, but it looks fantastic. And I know that as the weeks and the months progress, it's gonna just continue to look even better. So let's do a little recap, shall we? In the very back, closest to the gardenias, are the red boar kale. All of these plants are going to be full sun. Red boar will last me throughout the winter. That's why I went with a kale instead of a cabbage, because I tend to have better luck with my kale lasting me through all winter. So it'll be like 18 to 24 inches tall, nice deep red kind of burgundy purple leaves will be really pretty against those gardenias in the back. Then we did that double layer of the new look Dusty Miller. This will only be a 9 inches by 9 inches. So I planted them probably a little bit closer than 9 inches together, but that's okay because it'll turn into like a continuous one solid mat and just a nice big chunk of color, which again will be a nice color contrast off of that kale. And then in front of those, I did white pansies and rose pansies mixed in there together. Again, these are nice full sun plants. They will do really well in there. Of course, we amended this area with the black gold outdoor ultra planting mix because it has the compost in it and the aged pine bark fines. Remember, since I'm going to keep this as an annual planting bed, this is something that I want to keep amending, especially here in the beginning because this was really rocky, left over from gravel from doing the patio. So I've got rocks in there. I've got that gorgeous North Carolina red clay in there. I want to just amend it and give lots of nutrients to this. This should develop and get nice and thick and just be a nice, big, beautiful pop of color throughout the season. And of course, remember, I know for those of you that are not in the South, you may be thinking, why in the world is she planting pansies in September? You may use pansies in the spring if you were in colder climates. Here in the South, we use pansies in the fall, winter, and early spring because yes, they are cool weather plants and they do really well. By the time our spring comes, April, the temperature changes so fast and they just do not do well. So for us in the South, in these warmer climates, it is a fall, winter, very early spring crop, and they will continue blooming throughout the entire season. I look forward to having this great pop of color. As always, thank you so much for gardening with Creekside. Y'all have a fantastic day and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.